My name's Chad Solis. I am Las Vegas chapter, just one of the leaders, I guess you would call it.
Okay.
We don't have position.
Okay.
I think we just hit 6 years.
So you're a member of this chapter?
Yeah, I started it. I mean, I started it, and then I called Tim, and then pulled Tim from another club, and then another guy that's not with us anymore. Oh yeah, that goes back to the childhood. Grandpa used to drive them. Family. I mean, it just represents. I mean, it's Vegas. It's Cadillac. It's Vegas. They just go together hand in hand. Just the family part. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just brotherhood. It's the car. It's the lifestyle. Grandpa, white car, white. It was a white. I actually was brought home from the hospital in a '76 Cadillac, brown on brown. No baby seat, which was normal back then. So that's my, from pictures, that's my, earliest. Then my grandfather owned car dealerships, and that's all he drove was Cadillac. 59 Eldorado, Baritz, red on red. There's one about 3 miles from here. It's way out of my price range, but it's there. I think when we hosted the All Chapters BBQ, I think it's we kind of went out of the norm of how everybody else did it over the years. I mean, we turned it into a tour instead of like just showing up to a park. So that's to meet everybody that you talk to on social media. That's probably the best memory. That's probably the best memory every year when we can do it. It's 2020 was tough. Not for us as a chapter. It's just to see, Vegas turn off. That's insane. That's crazy. But we grinded through it. The guys, still have their cars, and we're making a comeback. I'm not saying it's wrong. I mean, like, what I'm saying, like the electric. If that's a future, I don't care what I have to do to cruise that caddy down the strip. If that's the way that it's going.
But I'm saying, like, right now, if you had the means, would you convert it right now?
No way, never, ever. Just because it's that you're taken away from the standard of the world, the Cadillac, the meaning, the build, all American, is true America. Like it's all American. It's all metal. Oh yeah.
Hundreds of members.
I don't see any downfall. I want to triple the numbers that we have now in the next couple of years. I want it bigger, better, badder. I want, what I'm saying? I want to be, when people think Cadillac Cubs, I want them to want to be a part of us. I want them to start this. It's, you're going to have, everybody's lifestyle is going to change. You know what I'm saying? So you have to deal with that. But, we sit down and we talk. That's what we have our chapters meetings for. To kind of help each other out.
So that's how you guys get through the rough spots.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we have, we've banged heads a couple times, but we sat down, man. We're all men, and ladies, we're adults, talking out, man. It's about the car that brought us together, not because I met you in the middle of the street. Yeah. Well, and people come and go. You know what I'm saying? We started with me, Tim, Brandon, and Brandon's no longer here. I mean, he's in Arizona now. And then Rob, Mikey, and Sean, and a couple of other guys that are still here, but people come and go.
Guys, it's good perk over here.
Strip. All I got to do, everybody, this is a world's playground. Everybody wants to go to Vegas. Not everybody wants to go to Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I want to, if the weather permits it, and you get in a Cadillac and you drive down that strip, where else can you do that? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. The heat, you know what I'm saying? I mean, our cars, basically go into hibernation from 4th of July to Halloween. I mean, we'll try and pull them out every now and then, and do like a night cruise or something like that. But still at 10, 11 o'clock, it's 115 degrees. I mean, it's insane. The cars don't like it. We don't like it. We don't have AC, right? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we get with local car dealerships, and businesses, small businesses. And we hold different, little car shows or, gatherings or whatever it is to kind of support. And we do big shows. We kind of jump on everybody's event to support, and with what happened and all that stuff, like we did a strip cruise in memory of everybody, and I bet you probably 800 cars showed up to that and cruised the strip, and it was pretty rad. Like, what I'm saying, to kind of let people know that we're, here to support, and feel bad for, what happened. It was terrible. And I was on the strip. I was at the Bellagio when it was going down with my daughter and family, and then not even knowing it, and then just getting in the car and going home. And then I was like, wow, man, this is insane. Well, they did a thing for the shooting, for the victims at the M Casino, and probably 600 cars showed up. Everybody brought, other chapters threw in for giveaways, hats, shirts, jackets. I had guys that were professional skateboarders that signed decks and all that stuff to kind of give us prizes of, for that event. It was pretty awesome. It was good to see the car community come together, and it didn't matter what car club you're from. It was just, we're all in it for one reason. When we first started, you know what I'm saying? Like 6 years ago, there was a chapter head meeting that you had to go to, and then an All Chapters BBQ. So it was mandatory. Now it's different because we just kind of tie it into the weekend of the All Chapters BBQ. So we had Tim going to go down there, right? Because we, picked one person to go down to represent our chapter. And he had everything set up. And about a week before he's getting ready to go down there, he got rear-ended by a semi-truck and destroyed his 68 Cadillac. Like, destroyed it. Like, pushed the passenger taillight to the back seat. Like, it was gnarly. And it's a mandatory meeting. They weren't, they wanted us to be there, and find somebody else, but it was planned for him to go down there. To almost where he was kind of almost trying to keep going down there, but we just couldn't make it, and then that was our first like event, like meeting that we had to be to, and we didn't show up. So it was kind of, I understand it now, but it's, Wes and Gabe and Carlos and a couple other guys, stuck their neck out and kind of, saved our chapter, because right now we wouldn't be a chapter if it wasn't for those guys, because we didn't make that meeting. Yeah. Well, now that we're getting bigger, you know what I'm saying? I think there was like 19 or 20 clubs at that time, right? Like, which is, we're almost double that now. But now with, Zoom and all the other things that we can do to get people in there, instead of having to fly across the United States to be a part of this meeting, it's more open-minded now, and not so, like, you got to be there, or else. So, people are more open-minded of like, okay, man, travel's going to cost this for, a couple-hour meeting. It doesn't make sense. So it's good now. Like, what I'm saying, there's no craziness like it was then, but it was good for the time. But now everybody's open-minded to, hey man, this is what we can do to make sure that everybody's on board and everybody's talking amongst chapter heads, which is crazy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That dude just, he just started, he just got voted in to start that chapter. Now he's going through that, that COVID stuff. So yeah, we're all wishing him the best. Yeah, for sure. And doing everything and that really comes back to the clubs, everybody chip in, whatever we can do. Combat that. Well, we try and bring the best people we can into the club. Like, what I'm saying? Like, if you want to join our chapter, you hang out, a couple shows, stuff like that. And if you mesh, then great. If it's doesn't work with everybody, then, then it's just not going to. Even with somebody that did mesh then. And let's just and it would trust me, I've been in beefs with bickers with a couple of my guys, and we we hash it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there is kind of bickering and stuff like that, then why are we doing it? And we all sit down as a chapter, and it's not just the chapter heads, it's the whole chapter, like, has a voice like, hey man, like, okay, you did this, because people if you get into an argument with somebody, you have to get everybody else's opinion because you're only believing what you want to hear, right? Like what what you're saying. So if you get other people's, then just bring that conversation out. And once we did, then it was like the stress was up here. Then it was like, oh, okay, cool, man. Let's hug it out now, like and let's go cruise, because it was stupid. So that's always going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you squash it quick, then it's done. Well, a lot of people, I think, for the future of their chapter, I think a lot of people would be like, I want to see it grow. I want it to have 50 members, but I just think for the future, just being tighter, you know what I'm saying, and just more is not also always better. You know what I'm saying? So the 15 guys that we have, that's a good bunch. And the other guys that'll come on and stuff like that. I don't care if it stays at 15 or if it stays at 20 or if it goes to 50, as long as the chapter as a whole is good for the city, because of everything that we are part of. I don't think you put a number on good people. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we have 100 good people, then let's rock and roll.
So you wouldn't mind if you guys ended up at like 100 chapters in like 10 years?
No, as a whole, as a club, I mean, that's what I've always pushed for. You know what I'm saying? I wanted bigger. I didn't want it to be capped at only 2 chapters a year, was what they were doing when I got here. And then it didn't make sense to me. Like, if you want to be in it and you're representing the car and the club and all that stuff, then you should have the opportunity to jump in. It shouldn't matter if we do 2 a year or 20 a year, As long as we're getting the good people and the right people that want to be a part of it, then let's go. Let's keep growing. Let's dominate the old Cadillac, like the LaSalle guys. Those guys are older guys, you know what I'm saying? And they're like 8,000 members deep. That's insane. That's crazy. These are the guys that I talk to the most, outside of my family. It's the go-to for sure. No, I mean, Pearson out in Salt Lake, the Jersey guys, the Brooklyn guys. I talk to Florida guys. I mean, probably like on a weekly basis. I mean, Canada guys. I mean, that's what I'm talking. Like, these relationships are built and strong. Like, I've known these guys for 20 years just because of the car. That's how we met, because of the club. So it's not just my guys. I mean, you have your own personal guys. You know what I'm saying? But it's building the relationships. Through the world. I talked to the guys in the UK. It's crazy. It's like, I
had that conversation before I left on Friday.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you're meeting these good, great people all over the world that you would never have met if it wasn't for the club or the car.
Awesome.
It's bitching.
All right.
And I'm out.